not a game, it's a rich thing.
Remember when $200 could get you a gun you'd trust your life with? When you could walk into a pawn shop, shake a man's hand, and walk out with steel you knew wouldn't fail you? Most folks think you have to spend a fortune to be safe. But there was a time when just a couple $100 could put something reliable in your hands. This isn't about showpieces or high-end race guns. This is about real-world tools for real people. Especially for the folks who've earned the right to feel safe in their own homes, our seniors. And while the big names want you to think otherwise, there are still a few gems out there that won't break the bank. If you know where to look. Let's take a walk through the guns that didn't just serve. They stuck around. Some are brand new and budget-friendly. Others, you'll have to hunt because they're disappearing fast. Kel-Tec P7. Light as a feather, but tough as nails. This .22 LR pistol doesn't look like much at first. Polymer frame, small footprint, but it fits right into a senior's hand without a fight. Weighing just 14 ounces, it's easy to rack, low on recoil, and surprisingly accurate right out of the box. The trigger? Crisp. The mags? You get 3 of them, standard. It was built for plinking, but it's been adopted for protection. Seniors love it because it doesn't punish the wrist. And here's the kicker. While it still hovers near the $200 mark today, demand is creeping up, quietly becoming a collector's low-cost favorite. You won't find many guns this good at this price again. Maverick 88. The working man's shotgun. Ask around, this one's been behind more doors and under more beds than you'd guess. And it's a budget version of the Mossberg 500, but don't let that fool you. The reliability? Nearly identical. Built like a tank. For seniors needing home defense with a single pump and go, the Maverick 88 delivers. The action is smooth and the recoil manageable, especially with low recoil shells. New, you'll find it just around $200. Used, even less, but with its rising popularity, that window's closing. This shotgun's no frills, but it does its job. Always has. Heritage Rough Rider. A cowboy classic reborn. There's something comforting about a revolver. No slides, no jams, just point and shoot. And for a senior with arthritis or fading grip strength, that's a blessing. The Heritage Rough Rider brings Old West charm with modern function. 22 long rifle or 22 Magnum. Accurate, dependable, with a safety most single actions never had. You could still pick one up new for around $130, but here's the thing. Collectors are scooping them up fast. It's not just nostalgia, it's practicality at a price that feels like it's from the past. Rock Island. M206, steel, solid, and silent. Not flashy, not tactical, just a 6-shot .38 special revolver built entirely from steel. The M206 is heavy in hand, but for seniors, that weight helps tame the recoil. It's one of the last all-metal wheel guns you can find under $200, and it's shockingly well made for the money. In fact, used to be a time folks laughed at imports. Now, they're lining up for them, because everything else in that price range? Polymer, corners cut. But this one feels right. They're getting rarer. Don't blink. Rossi RS 22. Simple, quiet, deadly accurate. Sometimes you just want a rimfire rifle that works. No fuss, no excuses. The RS-22 gives you exactly that. For seniors out in the country looking to manage pests or just get some time on the range without beating up their shoulder, this rifle is a gift. The bolt is smooth, the trigger better than expected, and accuracy? Shockingly good. Still priced well below $200, but stores are running out faster than Rossi can make them. You'll miss this one if you wait. High Point C9. Ugly? Maybe. Reliable? Always. It's easy to make jokes about the C9. Too easy. But ask anyone who's actually used one and they'll tell you it just goes bang. The weight helps reduce recoil, the blowback system is simple, and it's surprisingly accurate at close range. For seniors, it's not about looks, it's about control and trust. They're still selling for under $200, and High Point even backs them with a lifetime warranty. But word's getting around. Demand's ticking up, especially from folks who've owned one and never had a failure. You might laugh until you need one. Taurus G2C used units. Once doubted, now respected. New, the G2C sits just above $200, but used, you can snag one for less, and that's where the value really shines. 9mm, double stack, solid ergonomics. For a senior who wants more capacity without the slide bite or heavy recoil, it's a sweet spot. It used to be written off as a budget Glock wannabe. Now, after years of proving itself on the range, it's earned real respect. But used models don't stay listed long. They disappear in hours, not days. There's pride in owning one. Quiet pride. Ruger Wrangler. The revolver that never forgot its roots. Ruger didn't just build a budget revolver, they built a modern classic. Chambered in .22 LR with a Cerakote finish, the Wrangler is rugged, stylish, and dependable. Seniors love it because of its light recoil and familiar Western-style feel. And with Ruger's reputation, even collectors are starting to take notice. Still floating near the $200 mark, but some color variants are already commanding more. It's a working revolver now, but it's a collectible in waiting. If you've got one in your drawer, don't let it go. Savage Stevens 320. The Forgotten Defender. 12-gauge pump, synthetic stock. Ghost ring sights. The Stevens 320 is built for business, not beauty. It's one of the few shotguns under $200 that feels like it can hold its own against pricier options. The recoil is stiff, sure, but manageable with the right load. Seniors who want a loud answer to a quiet threat? This delivers. They used to collect dust on racks. Not anymore. They're going fast because folks are starting to realize it's everything they need and nothing they don't. Phoenix Arms, HIP-22. A, tiny, underestimated, and dependable. It looks like a toy. It isn't. The HP-22A is a small .22 LR pistol with surprising quality and one of the best budget triggers you'll find. Ideal for arthritic hands and low recoil shooting, it's been a favorite for seniors who don't want to struggle with weight or slide strength. But they don't make them in huge numbers, and once word spread, they started vanishing from shelves. Prices are already creeping past the $150 mark, and rising. It may be small, but it's not staying hidden for long. Cobra Arms Derringer. 2 shots of old-school grit. Some scoff at Derringers, others carry them religiously. The Cobra is compact, heavy for its size, and ideal for deep concealment. Chambered in everything from .22 to .38, it's not for range play, it's for last-ditch defense. Seniors love the simplicity. No magazines, no slide, just cock and fire. They're disappearing fast. Not because they're perfect, but because they're unique. And once they're gone, they're not coming back. Jimenez. J. A 380. The little gun with a long story. This .380 pistol's reputation is polarizing. But when you hold one that's been cared for, you start to understand why they sold so many. It's light, easy to carry, and for seniors offers a middle ground between power and control. Yes, it's budget built, but in the right hands, it does its job. Discontinued now. That means every working model is one step closer to becoming a collector's curiosity. Miss it now, and you'll be paying more for a rougher one later. Iver Johnson .22 revolver. Used. The revolver your granddad carried. Back when craftsmanship meant something, Iver Johnson was a name folks trusted. Their .22 revolvers? Basic, reliable, American. You won't find them new, but you will find them, sometimes, sitting dusty in used cases at mom-and-pop gun shops. Usually under $200 if the seller doesn't know what they've got. Hold one and you feel history. These aren't just guns, they're time machines. They're not making more. And those that remain? They're changing hands for more every year. EAI Windicator, .38 Special, used. The sleeper revolver. It doesn't get much attention. It should. The Windicator is German-built, steel-framed, and hits like a .38 should. Weighty but balanced, solid but smooth. You'll find used ones between $180 to $200. But collectors are already scooping them up, especially the older blued models. Seniors who want stopping power without plastic? This is it. It used to be overlooked. Now it's becoming rare. Fast. Norinco Tokarev. T-33 clone, used imported. A Cold War survivor. Straight out of history, this 7.62 by 25mm pistol is fast, loud, and flat shooting. Imported years ago, these Tokarev clones were dirt cheap. Not anymore. Seniors who served remember them. Collectors treasure them. And now, even younger shooters are scrambling to find one in decent shape. Used to be $120 all day. Now, closer to $200 and rising. Because once the imports dry up, they're gone forever. And maybe that's the real story here. Not just the price tags or calibers, but what these firearms meant to people, to seniors who carried them, protected their homes with them, trusted their lives to them. Some of these might still be tucked away in a drawer or hidden in a closet. Others? Long sold, long gone. But if you're lucky enough to own one, maybe it's not too late. Or maybe you're just one memory away from the one you wish you'd never let go.